So as you guys know on this channel, I don't like to get angry very often, and I'm not angry today, but I just want to let people know that this is probably going to be very different from the content you're used to in a lot of ways. Today I'm arguing against a point, and it's something that I don't usually do very often. It's not directed at anyone in particular, it's more directed at an idea that has been cultivated on the internet by a grand number of people that I feel like is being fought back against in a very loose, I use fought in a very loose way, but it's being fought back against even even though that's happening, I still want to give my opinion, because I saw a lot of people in the comment section saying that they want to hear me give more of my opinion on stuff, and I would gladly do that, gladly 100% do that. So today I'm talking about the idea that single player games are dead and that audiences just don't support single player games. The other part of the argument is that audiences will go, I want more single player games, and then at the same time not support the single player games when they come out. And this all happened because EA announced that they're releasing a Star Wars Jedi game, which I have no opinion on, because again, I'm not the biggest Star Wars fan in the world. I don't really know what to think about it really, but they announced there's gonna be no microtransactions and it's just a single player experience, all like that. And we're supposed to sit here and go, whoa, no loot boxes. It's like, no, it's like, sorry, no, I have nothing personally against loot boxes because I've been able to avoid them for so long. None of the games that I love or franchises that I loved have been affected by it, so I don't really care that much. And I'm sorry people are gonna be like, Cameron, you have to care. And I understand that it is a situation that we all have to be kind of involved in, because it is gambling and it can be a situation that can be very, very dire to someone's wallet, especially children. But I just want to focus on the other part of it, which is that now, because EA are making a single player game, fans have to put their money where their mouth is and support a game because it's single player. To the people that think this, every time a single player game releases and does incredibly well, what color is your blindfold and is it comfy over your eyes? That's all. That's all. The only question I want to ask here. There's a number of questions I want to ask here. That's one of the questions I want to ask here. I want to preface this also, by the way, by saying I do not hate multiplayer games. I have put 120 euro into the first Destiny because me and my friends enjoyed that game so much. I have played Fortnite with my friends on numerous occasions. We used it more as a chat place where we could all chat and just lose over and over again together. But it was a fun experience for me. I played a lot of Dead or Alive 5 online as well. I played Smash 4 online a bunch of times. I set up a Discord channel just so people could actually meet other people in the Discord who wanted to play Smash Brothers Switch or Smash Bros Ultimate online as well. I do not have a problem with online multiplayer games. It's not that topic at all. Let me just name out a couple of games. And this is going to sound snarky, but let me name out a couple of games. Resident Evil 2, Sekiro, Mario Odyssey, God of War, Red Dead Redemption, Dragon Quest XI, Kingdom Hearts 3, Yakuza 0, Breath of the Wild, Persona 5 2. These are just a couple of single player games that have released in the past 3 years. Just a few out of many. There's so much more that I'm not even naming, but these are the ones that are kind of close to my realm of video games. But it's kind of insane that all of these games released and all of these companies said, we've not only met our goal, but we've made profits and we've done amazing. Sekiro just selling 2 million copies in its first 10 days. Mario Odyssey doing incredibly well. Breath of the Wild is on track to outsell every other Zelda game, almost combined. God of War is a year old and it's doing incredibly well, still selling. Red Dead Redemption, of course, who didn't think that was going to do good. Dragon Quest XI sold 600,000 copies over here in the West, which is amazing for a Dragon Quest game. That's fantastic. Kingdom Hearts 3 shipping millions of copies. Yakuza 0 being ported over here and doing amazingly well enough that they wanted to do a PC port. Persona 5 shipping 2 million copies. And let's talk about Resident Evil 2 on track to outsell even Resident Evil 6. Now, to me, that sounds like fans are not only supporting their favorite games, but they are supporting it in mass droves. They are going out to support these games because they love these single-player experiences. Now, here's the thing. There may be another single-player game that these people are talking about that they saw release and didn't get any money, didn't get any attention, didn't get any sales. Well, one of the things that has to happen for people to want to go out and buy a game is for the game, and this is going to sound so snarky, but the game has to be good. It has to be a good game. There's one common thing. You're probably like, wait, there must be some common thing between all those games, but they're so different. Every one of the games I named out there, even if we all have differences of opinions, are great games that sold well based on their name. They had this landslide effect that they kept going down the hill on the snow, and the snowball started getting bigger and bigger and bigger until everyone was talking about them, and they made a shit ton of money because of it. Now, here's another thing. I totally acknowledge that Fortnite, the PS4 and Xbox have Fortnite on their boxes. They are, and even Switch as well. They sell their machines as Fortnite machines in some cases. And yes, multiplayer games are the most popular thing right now in video games. And they've always pretty much have been. If you think of it, the most popular games are like multiplayer MOBAs even. But if you have two ice cream shops, and one of them gets 50 customers every day, and they're making so much money, and it's great. 50 customers every day, wow. And then you go over to the smaller one that just has one person working there, whatever, and he's getting 15 customers a day, or he or she's getting 15 customers a day. But they're making money. They're staying afloat. Not only staying afloat, but they're making a profit. You're not gonna go, wow man, that ice cream shop's dead. That's dead, no one's supporting it. It's like, no, clearly there's still people supporting it, and it's probably a bad analogy, but video game fans have been putting their wallet where their mouth is for years. It's just that we've such a wide variety of video game fans now. There's such a large portion of people that will only play multiplayer games, like go into GameStop and buy V-Bucks, which again, I don't have anything against them. I've nothing against them whatsoever. But there's also people on the other side that love to buy horror games. They're like, oh, Resident Evil 2 is coming out. People who love JRPGs and are like, oh my god, I get to play Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Zelda fans playing Breath of the Wild, Mario fans playing Mario Odyssey, you know, again, JRPG fans playing Persona 5, you know, and Sekiro fans, people love From Software. There's such a wide variety of fans that they're just, you know, they are putting their money where their mouth is to playing these games. And I feel like it's such a silly take to be like, single player games are not only dead, but fans will complain about it and then not actually buy the games. There is literal proof that they are buying the games. I know people are going to say, well, that's just like, Calvin, that's just like first party stuff. A lot of stuff you said was like first party exclusive stuff. I don't think it invalidates the argument. I think people are still craving. That's why those consoles are doing so well, is because of the single player stuff, in my personal view. To just give you a little bit of an example though, like another example, I think Sony and Nintendo and Xbox have sold their consoles based off of single player games. I mean, you look with Sony, with Nintendo, the whole idea of the Switch doing so well, it probably would have done well anyway, but would have done as well if they didn't release it with Zelda. And then they had Mario Odyssey. They're selling these consoles. Yes, they sell them as Fortnite machines as well, but they're selling these consoles to people based on their single player stuff. Look at Sony with Bloodborne, Infamous. You know, you look at 3DS with Dragon Quest games and you know, and Shin Megami Tensei Apocalypse. Look at how well Crash did and how well Resident Evil 7 did. Resident Evil 7 selling over 6 million copies. Infamous Second Son. You know, it just proves over and over again that single player games are not only like not dead, but fans are supporting them. And guys, you know, I've said it many times before, there can be bad video game fans out there who constantly berate directors, and we've seen them, and we don't, you know, we know we don't do this, but we see them, and it's upsetting to see. But I feel like way too often, other fans get lumped in it together. Because the thing is, if the Star Wars game comes out, and it doesn't sell well, and let's say it has like a 60% on Metacritic, and people see it and they're like, I don't want to buy it, and all of a sudden that game doesn't do well, and then EA are gonna be like, well, I told you so. It's like, no, make a good game. All we have to do is make a good people. If you make good games, people will play them. It's so simple. It's such a simple thing. There's a reason why Capcom, Sega, and Atlus are still around today, because they cater to people who want to play the type of games that they make, and they're still around today because of it. The same thing with Nintendo, the same thing with Sony Japan Studio, the same thing with the guys who make Halo. Bungie, is it Bungie who makes it? I'm sorry guys for not being as cool, or not being as like up on it with Halo. I know people want me to play it. It looks like a great game, but I don't think I have the reflexes for it. Okay, I just don't think I have the reflexes for it. I'm sorry for getting so ranty today. I hope it didn't sound like a rant. I'm not trying to be like the other people's take is wrong. I just wanted to give my own opinion on this and tell you guys what I think about this. If you guys have a difference of opinion, if you guys do think single player games are dead, then I'd please like to know your take and your opinion on this. But I just personally think that even this year, already we've had so many great single player games, and the year is not even over yet. There's single player games I didn't even mention on this list. There's single player games that I have not even mentioned on this list, and by God, there are so many more games on this list that I could mention. Sorry guys for ranting. This is probably gonna be a very different video than you're used to. I'm sorry if you're scared. I'm sorry if you've never thought that, like, you know what's probably funny? It's probably not even like a rant. People would be like, Calvin, this is like tame as shit. Like, I've seen people say worse. I think that it's possible to have like a discourse as well on the internet as well. I feel like the people that talk about this, they're very put off by the other side of it, because I feel like there is a lot of people, even though there's people like, say, like, the people in my comment section who constantly argue like in a very fair way and discuss in a very fair way. For every one of you guys, there's like 5 people on Twitter who do, when they see a take like this, they do berate the person and insult the person and call them an idiot and all this. And it's really difficult when someone calls you an idiot on Twitter to like see their arguments and their points. You know, I've changed my mind so many times just like this year about video games, just because people in the comment section have been nice about their counterpoints, and people on Twitter have been nice about their counterpoints, and then I've learned something. So I think we could all discuss this and have a nice discourse about it. I'll see you guys very soon. This is very long, but I just wanted to talk about it. Yeah, see ya.